Imagine this. You're standing next to a machine on the factory floor and production is down. Operators are waiting and everyone is looking at you to fix the problem. So you open the PLC application, you start scrolling through the logic, and after a few seconds you realize something. This program is a complete mess. There's blocks everywhere, no clear structure like signals, inputs, outputs, they are used everywhere. You're just trying to figure out what's going on and there's pressure building behind you. If you've been programming PLCs for a few years, then chances are that you have experienced something like this. And the interesting thing is that situations like this usually don't happen because someone didn't know enough languages or instructions inside TIA Portal. The real difference between average PLC software and truly professional automation systems, that comes down to something else entirely. It comes down to architecture, standards, and experience solving real-world problems. Hi, I am Hans Schreinemakers, and for well over 20 years I've been programming Siemens PLCs on real machines and production lines. Everything from molding lines to packaging lines to complex synchronized motion systems with multiple PLCs working together. And over the years I start noticing something interesting. Most Siemens programmers, they learn the basics of TIA Portal. Maybe through a course, maybe on the job, or maybe by figuring things out themselves. But after that they are often pretty much on their own. There isn't really like a clear roadmap for becoming an advanced PLC programmer. Most programmers think the way to improve is simply to learn more features in TIA Portal, more instructions, more languages, more programming tricks. But the engineers, the professionals who build the most reliable and scalable automation systems, they focus on something very different. They focus on things like software structure, reusable architecture, troubleshooting strategies, standardization across machines, and making the right decisions when projects get complicated. These are the kind of skills that normally take years of experience on real projects to fully develop. Over the years, I noticed that TIA programmers typically move through 4 stages of growth. The first stage is the Explorer. This is where you've been exposed to TIA Portal and you understand the basics, but most of your experience is still theoretical. Maybe you've taken a course, you watched tutorials, or built a few small test projects, but you haven't yet programmed a real machine from start to finish with confidence. You can write some logic, but you can still feel like there's a gap between what you know and how real-world Siemens projects are actually built. The second stage is the Implementer. This is where TIA Portal starts becoming part of your real work. You're involved in actual projects, real deadlines, maybe even commissioning or service work. You can make machines run and solve real problems, but projects can still feel stressful and messy. You start realizing that getting the machine to work is one thing, but building software in a clean, structured, professional way is something else. The third stage is the Architect. At this point, you're no longer just reacting to problems. You start anticipating them. Your software becomes more modular, easier to read, easier to troubleshoot, and easier to extend. You feel more in control during commissioning, more confident when changes come in, and people around you start trusting your judgment when projects, software get more complex. And the fourth stage is the Expert. This is where your TIA Portal skills really become a professional advantage. You're no longer just programming what others tell you to program, you influence how systems are designed, how projects are structured, and how software should be built. You're trusted for your experience, your decision making, and your ability to solve difficult problems without creating chaos. The challenge is that most programmers know they want to improve, but they don't always know where they're at or what the next step should be. And that's exactly why I created something new, and it's called the TIA Mastery Coaching Community. And the idea behind it is simple. Instead of random tutorials or scattered information, this community focuses on the skills that actually help you move through those stages and become a truly advanced TIA Portal programmer. Inside the community, every month we focus on a specific advanced topic. You'll get one deep dive masterclass each month where we explore subjects like PLC architecture, modular programming, motion control strategies, troubleshooting large applications, reusable libraries, machine software standards, and much more. We also look at real-world engineering challenges, the kind of problems you actually encounter on projects. Each month also includes a 1-hour live group coaching call with me, where you can ask questions and you can discuss challenges that you're facing with your own projects. And of course, all these coaching calls are recorded and they're available for replay, so if you miss one, you can always go and watch it later. And finally, and most importantly, you'll have access to the private, exclusive community of like-minded individuals where you can exchange ideas with other PLC programmers, share experiences, and help each other grow. Because sometimes the most valuable insights come from discussing real programming challenges with real people. Now, this community isn't really for complete beginners. It's designed for Siemens programmers who already know the basics of TIA Portal and want to take their skills to the next level. Ideally, you've gone through my TIA Portal PLC Programming Basics course, so you already have a solid understanding of how to structure PLC applications in TIA Portal. If you want to design cleaner, more scalable PLC applications, solve more advanced automation challenges, and continue improving as a programmer, then this community was built for you. If you're ready to join the TIA Mastery coaching community, you can sign up by clicking the link in the description below this video. I'd love to see you inside and help you continue your journey toward becoming a truly advanced TIA Portal programmer.